Hey guys, welcome to Bookish Islander. My name is Juan. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm doing fine myself. Today's Tuesday, but I'm not here to do a tag video. I know that I've been tagged a couple of times at least, and I will get to those videos soon, but just not this week. This week I wanted to do my Victober TBR. So there are a couple of things I need to say before I give you the list of books that I intend to read in October. This is my first TBR. Basically, I'm an impulse reader. You know, I'm a planned reader and I'm an impulse reader. So I'm somewhere in between those two poles. And so that makes it very frustrating to publicize a TBR, because if I were to give you TBRs at the beginning of each month, or even in the middle of a given month, I might create an expectation that I will get to those books somehow soon. You know, more often than not, I would fail that, and then you would keep coming back to my channel waiting for me to talk about certain books, and it could be years before I get to them. The number two thing that I wanted to say is I wanted to talk a little bit about Victober and how great I think it is. Victober is a read-a-thon that takes place in the month of October every year. I'm gonna link to the hosts of the read-a-thon so you can see more information about it, and specifically about this year's read-a-thon. Because it is my first time, I just wanted to take Victober as my very own opportunity to go back and read those big, you know, blockbuster Victorian novels that I feel I should have read by now, that I know I'm gonna enjoy, but for one reason or another, I haven't read yet. So that's what I'm gonna do. I know other people are doing all kinds of things. A lot of people are following the prompts. Some people are following some of the prompts. Some people are reading obscure books, shining a light on them, which I think it's such a fantastic thing to do. And I might do that next year or whenever, you know, because I think that bringing to the light books that most people haven't heard about, or that perhaps you've heard about, but you know, they're not really read massively. I think that's such a commendable mission. But my mission this month of October is to read all the big blockbusters. So not all of them, just the ones that I haven't read that I feel a sense of urgency to read as soon as possible. I'm planning to read Middlemarch by George Eliot. I'm gonna say something that some people know already, because I think I said it on Twitter, but I'll say it here on my channel. Middlemarch is the one novel that I've been trying to read for the last 20 years, and that's no exaggeration. I started reading it in 1999. I was in college. It was part of the reading. It was too long. I was too busy living life, and so I didn't get to it. I skipped that week's reading because it was too long and I never read it. Since then, I've picked it up in numerous times, and I think the fact that I didn't read it when I was supposed to, it's a psychological block that's getting between me and George Eliot's masterpiece. I think Victober, it's such a great excuse to make myself read it, because I can forget about it being an assigned reading back in the day that I didn't do and that I feel bad about, and it can become something more fun, something that I'm doing as a hobby, you know, just for the fun of it. If there is one novel from Victorian times that I want to read in October, that's Middlemarch. In other words, if at the end of the month I've only read Middlemarch and nothing else on my TBR, I will consider myself fortunate. The next book I want to read is Vanity Fair by William Thackeray. I don't remember this ever being an assigned read for me in college, but it's a book that's been adapted many times on television and film. And it's a book that a lot of people have read, a lot of people loved, and all I know is that the protagonist's name is Becky Sharp, and that's about it. Then I want to read Villette by Charlotte Bronte. And the reason I want to do that, or the reason why I've chosen Villette specifically, is because I love Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre is one of my all-time favorite novels, but I haven't read anything else by Charlotte Bronte. I've heard that Villette is also really good. That's all the reason I need, really. And then the last book that I want to read is Tess of the D'Urbervilles? Tess of the D'Urbervilles. This sounds like... Did you guys used to watch 30 Rock, when that Jenna Maroney character was in a movie called The Rural Juror, and then nobody knew what she meant, nobody knew the title of the movie, and it became running gag in the show? Well, Test of the D'Urbervilles. Test of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. That's the next one that I want to read. And actually that would be a reread for me. I've read it. Yes, I have read some books that were written during Victorian times. I don't know, I feel like reading Thomas Hardy. I feel like, you know, my life could do with a little more gloom and pessimism. So that's my Victober TBR. I know that there are no obscure authors or, you know, some plays written by women under candlelight or anything fancy like that. It's a little bit predictable, and I'm sure that a lot of you have already read some or all of the books that I'm going to read. So if you have things to say to encourage me to read them and finish them, particularly Middlemarch, but really any of them, let me know in the comment section down below. Also let me know if you're going to join Victober. If you don't have a channel, if you're somebody who watches BookTube, you're as much part of the community as the people who make videos. Make no mistake about that. So let me know what books written during Victorian times you're going to read in October, and we'll talk about it down in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye bye.